Hello, good morning, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those really good things, okay? Yeah, I forgot to do my intro video, so y'all know we got to go ahead and insert that.
Talk with Tamara, where conversations are real, voices are heard, and the real stars here. The real stars here. No filter, no fear. Truth in the mic, let the whole world hear. Stories unfold, voices sincere. Welcome to the place where the real starts here. From life and love to the latest news, community voices, different views, breaking it down so we all stay clear. Honest conversations live right here. Speak your truth, let it be known. This is the space where your voice has a home. No judgment here, just real and clear. Real talk with Tamara, the real starts here. Real talk with Tamara. Real people.
Okay, you guys. I hope that you guys hit the like button. I hope y'all like that song. I love my intro, okay? This morning, I wanted to finish off where I left off. Last night, you guys, they was really hacking into my stream, okay? So we're in the process of doing something else. And I'm really interested in knowing these people. It's the same people, it's the same group of people, but I'm really interested in getting some things going so that I can do some prosecutory stuff. Okay. And I'm willing to pay to do it. So I don't think it'll be too hard. It's just that they've gotten with hackers to know how to hack into these streams. And you would think, because I feel like with them hacking into these streams, I think my credit card information and everything has been compromised. So I think with StreamYard and these other YouTube is already being sued because of some things that was going on with Gmail. They were not protecting people. And I think the same thing is going to happen with StreamYard too. But I definitely want some prosecutory stuff going on because there ain't nothing but a bunch of bombs, okay, that's been doing this, that's been hacking. And I do believe that my credit card information has been compromised. I fear for my life and all of that, okay? Anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk, but we're going to pick up where we left off, okay? I'm one of those ones, if they had just left me alone, we could have moved right on along, okay? Because I had not really planned on talking about Yogotti that much, okay? But since they want to try to stop me, we're going to slam dunk on some things today. Um, you know, um, Bitch, I'm from South Memphis, okay? So, we just keep going, okay? And that's how we're going to do it. Anyways, we want to talk about Yo Gotti trying to knock everybody off of the chessboard, okay? But his days are numbered. Now we know that Yo Gotti's name has come up in all of this. And I know people go, well, Yo Gotti is quiet. I mean, usually when they're doing snake stuff, they are quiet. Snakes are very quiet, especially now that he's figured out that even though people have seen his history and how he do things, he can get a bunch of damn fools that ain't got no money to put their lives in danger and put them in jeopardy of um, um, being away from their families and stuff by luring them with money. Okay. Now I think the thing that like it's like a double-edged sword, and the thing that happened that people probably try and use, even though straight dropping them went down. At that particular trial, Quet was found not guilty. And I think that was I think people like Yo Gotti is kind of able, even though they see all the bad things that have happened to everybody else, what they try to do, people have a short memory. They try to focus on that. Okay, well, Quet was found not guilty, even though Quet went through hell with that. Okay, and we don't necessarily know what is going on with Quet. Okay, as it relates to um cases and trials. Okay, we don't really know. Okay, um, he was found not guilty with the state as it relates to Young Dolph case. Okay, but we don't really know if he's out of the red. Okay, I don't know if he is. I'm just saying we don't really know, because we don't really know what his history has been. Okay, and when I say that, people kind of use, well, Quet was able to get away with it. A bunch of damn fools. People will try to find any way to try, and well, they'll let people talk them into doing things that's not conducive to their livelihoods, just for a bunch of chump change that they're not going to be able to get anyways, right? But what I do know is, I mean, Manny Aurora was a good attorney. He is a good attorney, and I was. But I don't think Manny would be able to come back into the county of Shelby, okay, and dog walk any more attorneys like he did. I don't. I think at this, I don't, because probably anything that happens from this point on will be federally, okay. And I work around federal attorneys every day. They don't play, okay. I don't think they have any weak ones in our office, okay. And so, um, they play just as dirty as Manny, okay, and that's because they know the law. But even state wise, I don't think that a Manny Aurora, because they got embarrassed so bad, would ever be able to come back into Shelby County, and a judge or a prosecutor, whatever, they're going to play ball with him. Okay. And so I think that's something that people need to think about when they start thinking about going and committing these crimes for some money, because them folks is on Yogotti's ass. I had told you all from day one that everyone knew that this came from Yogotti. Unfortunately, you have the people like Orange Mound Quit and Straight Dropping, all of them. They have unfortunately allowed themselves to be used, right, for money. Okay. And so, Straight Drop is locked up forever. You got Quit. He may be trying to go in another direction. Hey, if he's trying to turn his life around, I ain't got no issues with that. Okay. Because as I've always said, as it relates to Quit, God took Paul and changed his name from Saul to Paul. Paul was a murderer, okay? We know Quit was that, okay? And I ain't trying to talk bad about him, okay? But he was that, okay? And from what I hear, a cold-blooded one. But God was able to take Saul, and change his name from Paul and made him an apostle, okay? So if he's trying to turn his life around, hey, I'm not against that. Hey, I anybody can be used in the kingdom, but at the same time, I do know the word of God is whatever man soweth, that's just what he's going to reap. We all have to give an account for the things that we do, right? But he was allowed to, and I think Quet is probably a product, even though he's my age, still a product of his environment, right? But these men, they made bad choices, right? Because I'm sure, with I look at Quet's writing and how he writes sentences and things of that nature. Quet could have easily gotten into something else and been good at it, right? Even though they were a product of their environment, they could have got into something else, with the right guidance, right? But what we see is, because I get to thinking about a lot of these people in their hearts. They know that Yogotti was the person, one of the top ones, because Juke stands up under that. Okay. When people get through talking about Juke was the number one person, no, Juke was the person that they sent out Yogotti and whoever these others were that I keep telling you all about, okay, that the officials know about, that wanted him gone. These were the people, Yogotti, and the people that stand right beside him with the money was the one that wanted him out of the way. Okay, Juke was the one that was sent out to get the Quits and the Corneliuses and the Yogottis. Okay, he was not. That's why you keep hearing them say the number two person. Okay, people like to try and omit things because they don't be wanting me to be right, but you motherfuckers can't fuck with me. Y'all know I know the truth. So when these men get through getting me to put the police on them because they want to mess with me, if they want to do that, we just gonna play police games all day because I ain't none of Gucci Mane. Okay, I'm gonna put you through some hell if you mess with me, because we got freedom of speech up on this motherfucker, and you're not gonna harass me. Okay, And we see that there's a history of a lot of these men. Okay, you got one motherfucker that wants to lie and say that he been with me and I was giving him money and all of that. That's, I mean, if that's what makes a person feel good, hey, we're gonna play ball in court. Okay, because you're not going to defame my motherfucking character. These bitch ass motherfuckers that want to believe it, they know it's a lie, but they want to believe it because they hate women. Okay, when I ain't never been ashamed of nothing, but it pisses me off when somebody sits up and want to lie on me because I tell the truth on Yogotti. Somebody that probably wouldn't even piss in their mouth, okay, if it was on fire, right? So they don't want to go at a lot of these men, okay? And I have to give it to Quit because I believe that he might be doing some things behind the scene. But I've seen folks in his comments and stuff. They wanted to try to get him to come at me, but he hasn't. As far as I know, he has not. He ain't been a sissy, as far as I know. Okay, because a lot of these men that really are men understand, if I'm gonna go at somebody, I'll go at another man. I'm not gonna go at a woman because I think she's easy. Quit, no, I'm not easy. Quit, no, I'm connected within law enforcement, and he don't want me to put the police on him because I don't want to have to do that. Okay, I don't think he's that desperate. Okay, I don't think he's that hard up. Okay, and so, but let's get back to Yogotti. I had to get that off because every time I think about these bitches, I get mad. Okay, because I'm gonna get somebody. I'm gonna get that motherfucker if it's the last thing I do for lying on me. Okay, and his cohorts that want to believe it because they all probably sucking each other's wang a thing. Okay. But anyways, you guys, let's get back to before I get mad and get into something else, okay? But Yo Gotti has been trying to knock everybody off of the board, okay? But his days are numbered. And the first thing people say is, well, where are the indictments? If you listen to Quet, he'll let you know he knew a long time before he was ever indicted that he was going to be indicted. He just didn't know when it was coming. Okay, all of these criminals that has set up shop on YouTube, they've been in and out of jail for petty crimes and because they want to rob women and they breaking into the old Miss Thelma's house. They choose the easy folks. Okay, they want to sell petty drugs. Okay, a lot of them ain't really did enough to have the major indictments, but they've been around long enough to know how it works. Okay, and so they know at some point it's going to happen, especially when they put into the atmosphere. Okay, that Juke was the second person in charge. Juke was the number two person. When they get through talking about Dabney, okay, Dabney was working in general assignment. I know Dabney personally. Dabney has always been a hardcore dude. Okay, people want to say that Dabney was working with CMG and all. Dabney wasn't working no damn CMG. He was not. Okay, Dabney was working in general assignment, and unfortunately, Chief Davis, I don't know why she did. She started promoting folks because my friend Nick was over there. You had my auntie and stuff over there. Hey, I'm proud of them, but she started doing like mass promotions, and people it's just like musical chairs. You bringing in officers off of the street. You don't wait anymore and let them get 5 years in on the street. You just bringing in new officers and promoting them and putting them in homicides. They don't even know anything about patrolling, let alone about no investigations. I think that's the mistake that Chief Davis made. And so a lot of people were constantly being moved and they was having to pull veterans from other bureaus because, like I said, Dabney was not in general assignment. He was temporarily assigned, which was TA'd, and then it turned into a TL over in homicides to help out, okay, with the Dolph case. Okay, because of the promotions and people that was on the case constantly moving. See, people don't know that. That was a mistake that Chief Davis made. Okay. And so what I did notice with Dabney, and anybody that knows when he was on the stand, there was still a lot of stuff that Dabney could not say. Okay. And Manny Aurora is a federal attorney. So Manny Aurora knew that and why they had to dance around certain things. But what he did was, as a good attorney, he could use that to his advantage, because if there is something else going on federally, you cannot get a law enforcement officer. They can't say anything about that, right? Manny knows that. But to us and to everybody else, it would look like it's a lot of incompetence going on, right? So they know that Yogotti, if Yogotti was in so good with the Memphis Police Department, his brother never would have been one that would have, they never would have zoned in on him. They never would have brought up his business. They definitely put a negative connotation on CMG. His name was brought up. You heard Manny Aurora say Juke ain't had the money to pay for no hit, but his brother is wealthy. He had the money to pay for it. Okay. It was all pointing at Yogotti. And everybody knows that he was one of the ones. He was the main one that wanted him gone. But I would have thought that he was the only one that paid for the hit. But as I've told you all before, I've heard that there were others also that wanted him gone, that had money. And Juke was not the one that paid for the hit. The money might have came through him, but he was not the one that had the money to pay for the hit. I told you all this before Manny Aurora did, okay? And so Yogotti now, Dolph is gone. He got him out the way, okay? He got him out the way. All that he has lost, okay? I guess he feels like it was worth it, with Dolph being, I guess Dolph was such a thorn in his side. And so you got Pooh Shiesty, and his daddy, who don't seem like they can think themselves out of a wooden box, okay? Allow Gotti to lure them in, okay? Allow Gotti to lure them in and give him a little bit of money. I mean, it was just a lure. And I believe that the target was to take Gucci Mane out, okay? And that's why you see in the paperwork that Pooh Shiesty said, don't kill him. I believe that the energy was put into the atmosphere to take him out. And I believe that Yogotti didn't say it, but he definitely put the energy in there and out there and wanted it done. Okay. Because Gucci got the biggest artist on his label, Yogotti, who I believe he ain't really got nothing going on. Okay. He wants Pooh Shiesty over there. And he tells Pooh Shiesty to do anything to get over there, okay? And when I saw this little skit right here, okay? When I saw this little skit, I was like, you know what? This looks like something that might be just about right, okay? I want to show this to y'all, okay? Let me show y'all this.
The whole situation no more. It ain't what it was. Well, damn, you having success and get you whatever you want, but this Gucci 10117 contract got to go.
All right, let me figure it out.
However it go, I got you on lawyer fees and all, but I'm playing the background.
Bet, Slime.
Man, Gotti just offered me $15 million.
Now this is a skit.
I think you should stay with. I gotta figure something out. Man, get your bitch ass out my face. All right, man, what y'all think about signing the Gotti?
Man, why though?
Because I just don't like the way shit is no more. I'm trying to do something different.
Nah, yo, Gotti must have said he gonna give you some millions.
Yeah, 15 million up front. Man, Gotti just want to control everything. He wanted Dolph. That ain't work. I'm just saying the list go on and on. Plus his beef history with Gucci and that girl situation. Gucci took his girl back in the day. Gotti been on get back timing for a long time now. And here, all right, I got the plan. I'm meeting with Gucci Mane today and we gonna rob him. Make him sign a release contract.
What? That's our boy, you tripping, right?
Nah, on FDO, we doing this. Big 30 on the way up here right now.
Man, you sure about this? That's a big move.
Yeah, what's up, Pooh? I just touched down. I'm finna go switch shirts real quick, then I'm headed straight to you. I bet. Yeah, keep everything tight. I'm on the way.
What's up, my guy, man? I appreciate everything you did for me. Real talk. Nobody else believed you gave me a shot.
Come on, Pooh. You know it's all love. Ain't got to say that. I've been waiting on you, though. We need to get this back going. The streets miss you.
Yeah, I hear you.
I want out my contract. What the fuck? What you mean? Man, I just ain't messing with the whole situation no more. It ain't what it was. Well, damn, you having success with FDO right now. So what's the issue? Someone in your ear? Damn, all this fucking work and time put in and you just gonna come home and do this shit? On FDO, get your bitch ass out my face. I ain't forgot what you did to Big Scar. What the fuck you mean? You speaking on shit you don't even know about. Yeah, I'm on the way now. The plan's still the same, right? Man, Pooh tripping, but that's my boy, so it's up. Gucci don't even see this coming.
Hey, 30, pass me that track.
Man, sign the release contract now. Bitch, sign it now. So, Pooh, this how you gonna do me? You a bitch. Damn, man, go.
Breaking news. Recording artist has been arrested for allegedly robbing well-known music artist Gucci Mane.
Damn, Pooh. Hey, it's time. I got the money. Let's go.
Pooh, you a pont. And your boy Big 30, yeah, he a big funky Pooh. You a crash dummy. But you still signed to me after all that. Bitch! You know we from Memphis, and I can get you whatever you want, but this Gucci 10117 contract gotta go.
Now, y'all, that was a skit. That was a skit. But I mean, I think, and they got some good actors to, I don't know how they did that. They got actors and stuff to look just like the real people. But, you know, folks be wearing fake beards and they have on fake, you know, they have toupees on their face and head and shit. Okay, so I guess it's easy to make people look like other people now since they wear so much, you know, rugs and stuff on their head and face. Okay. Anyways, that was a skit, but it seems like it's about, I think about, it's about right. Okay. I believe it's about right. You know, he put the energy in the atmosphere. The only thing that I feel like wasn't right was he probably did say damn when he realized that Gucci was still alive, because see, if you can get Pooh to crash out, just like I said, Pooh was still got his opposition until he was signed to him. He's still an opponent to his damn rappers who he was doing laps around. Okay, he was just doing laps around. He was one of the biggest things out there. Okay, so, you know, if I can't beat him, we get him to join us. But until he joins us, he's still Gucci Mane's artist, and he needs to get out of that contract by any means necessary. We offer him some money and say that we got something else on the table. He could have signed Big 30 before Pooh got out. He didn't want to do that. That was, you know, Big 30 and them are crash outs too. So we can put this energy out there and we can get all them together. They really gonna crash out for this money. They'll take this Negro out, and then he ain't my competition no more. Okay, but if Pooh can't do it, because he knew Gucci was not gonna do that. But if Pooh can't do it, okay, then maybe he could take Gucci out. Get mad enough they take Gucci out, and then Pooh still on probation. He go back to jail. If I can't get him on my label, then maybe I can get him out the way by any means necessary. Okay, and it's a darn shame, as I said before, that these dudes don't think about this type of stuff. Now Pooh back out the way again. You got Moneybag who talking about free Pooh Shiesty, and he get ready to put an album out, and he ain't got to worry about Pooh Shiesty putting out nothing up under Gucci's label to overshadow that. Okay, so Yogotti been trying to knock everybody off of the board by any means necessary. Okay. Okay, by death or shelf. By death or shelf. If I can't sign them and put them on the shelf, then we're going to get rid of them by death. By death or shelf. Okay. And so what he was going to do is sign Pooh Shiesty, get all of the rights. He was going to do them worse than Gucci. Get all of the rights to everything he had. Make money off of him, and then when Pooh figure out what was going on, he was gonna shelve him, okay, by death or shelf, right? And so I think it's a darn shame, but his days are numbered, okay, because from the beginning they knew that Yogotti was the one. Look, it seems like his name come up in everything, okay. He is just that ambitious. to the point where it's almost a sickness. You know, I remember when the WikiLeaks happened, I was really interested in that with that Hillary Clinton stuff. When the WikiLeaks, when they got hacked into Hillary's and them's emails and stuff like that. And he said, you know, when he did the interview, he said, I really feel sorry for Hillary because she is so ambitious. She wants to win so bad. She wants position so bad that it is almost like a sickness. Okay. He said, I feel sorry for her because it's almost like it's a sickness, a cancer that eats away at her, that she'll do anything to the point that it has become a sickness. And I think that is what it is with Yogotti. And white folks using him so bad because he ain't ran by himself. They own him. He was able to get that money for Pooh. And I'm sure he probably got it from Interscope. They fronted that for him. Now he responsible for that because he have to make money off of them to get that money and stuff paid back. Okay. And so now how he gonna, that money he fronted Pooh, how he gonna pay that back? Because I kind of believe he's cash poor. And so that's the reason why he wanted to get in good with Interscope and Atlantic, because they're the ones that front them the money. It makes it look like he got it. He ain't. Okay. But his days are numbered. Okay. His days are numbered. So I guess it'd be good for him to constantly be trying to travel overseas and stuff, because it has become a sickness and ain't nothing working out for him. You have to be a damn fool to sign with him at this point. Okay. But he's been trying to knock everybody off of the board. Okay. And the folks been watching the whole time, just collecting. Okay. Just collecting. Unfortunately, his brother lost his life. I wish that they had went ahead and indicted his brother when they were supposed to indict him. That was the November before, unfortunately, he lost his life. But they kept him out because they knew he was just the second person. He was the one sent out to get the hitters. He was not the funder. And I think they wanted the funders more than they even wanted Juke. Okay. And they left him out because they knew he was the connection to the funders. Okay. But every dog got a day. As my grandmother used to say, every dog got a day. And a hound dog got two. Okay. Since they messed with my live last night, I probably got some more videos I'm going to put on up today. Okay. I ain't going to come on live today. I'm just going to do videos. Okay. And they say, well, why you do videos? Why you constantly do videos on Yogotti? Because I'm from South Memphis, bitch. This one is for Dolph. Okay. All right. But I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Love you guys. Talk to you later.